So tell us a little bit about what's happening today, Robert.
Well, it's my granddaughter's 12th birthday, so there's I'm not sure how many cars, they're all starting to show up now, but we're going to do a cruise by and make some noise. I've got some balloons in the trunk and stuff like that. Just try and make it a special day for her.
Well, that's great. And so which car clubs have you reached out to with this event here for today?
We put it on, I think it's SAS Car Shows, I think that is it for Facebook, and then Ford Mercury, Ford Mercury Collectors, and the Antique Auto Regina.
Very good. So what does your granddaughter know about this that's happening?
She doesn't know anything about it.
Oh, she doesn't know anything?
No.
Oh, we'll have to drive by and watch.
She's been involved in a couple drive-bys. We went to a couple birthday runs, and we were in Canada Day.
Okay.
Some of them were business coupes. Picked it up about 4 years ago from an auction. Put new interior in it, did some brakes and some chrome and stuff like that. It's kind of a unique car. You won't see another one out there. I haven't seen any more Hudsons driving around. There's a couple in the 50s driving around, the Hudson Hornets and stuff, but in the 30s, 40s, haven't seen any.
What's the history of this car? Do you know where it came from?
Bought new in Q-Bar, then was sold to some people in 1976, White City, and then I bought it, like I say, about 4 years ago. I did the brakes, chromed the caps, I did the white walls, we redid the whole interior, had to reline
Crack her open, let's have a look inside.
Had to reline the gas tank, of course, because it's sat for so long and everything like that, but the dash is all original on it and everything like that. So it's
beautiful car. So what's your granddaughter's name?
Serenity.
Serenity, and so she's going to get a drive-by today of a good kind. All kinds of cars coming by to talk, to show you're the grandfather?
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, Robert. Thanks for showing us the car, and we're looking forward to the drive.
We are too. Thank you.
So we're here with Morris Elniak, and he's got a what year Camaro?
1982 Trans Am.
Trans Am, sorry, and I'm calling it a Camaro. Oh, send me
And it's actually Tyler's car. I bought it in 1994, and I spent the whole year rebuilding it, and gave it to him for his...
Tyler, what did you do right?
Only child, up with me. And that was
only son, my God.
He lucked out.
He drove it for about 10 years, going to university and stuff, and then it sat for about 10 years, and then I brought it back to life, so now I kind of cruise around with it.
So whose car is it? Is it Tyler's?
It's Tyler's car.
Still
Joint ownership.
Joint owner, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about where you found the car.
North of Ipswich, they usually had a auction or a SAS auction, and we bought it. It was ready for scrapyard, and we bought it and never had no reverse and stuff like that. It was just a total wreck. So we brought it back to life.
So it was like at a auto wrecker kind of place?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just cruising around and you found it at a Bucks type of situation, huh?
Well, yeah, it was
Sharkies or somebody?
Actually, an auction.
Oh, they had an auction there, okay.
Yeah.
So what did you all have to do to it? Tell me about it.
Oh, I just rebuilt the whole thing, changed the engine, repainted, 9 yards, rebuilt the transmission, rear end, changed the engine, did the whole 9 yards.
So what have you got in it for a powertrain? What did you go and find?
It's a 350 engine.
Is it the Firebird engine or
No, it's
Camaro engine or GM engine kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Do you feel comfortable in jumping out and popping the hood and we'll have a look at it?
Sure.
Sure, let's have a look at it, guys. Come on out. Come on out, as they say. I love the black color, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big Night Rider fan.
What's that?
Big Night Rider fan.
Yeah, Night Rider, exactly. Yeah, when this model came out, it was really radical. It was... Oh, there you go. Oh, boy, you got a nice bright light in there.
Yeah, yeah, just the 350 has got strut braces and stuff like that. Not much. Brake lock if I want to smoke the tires, lock the front wheels, and I sit and spin.
Oh, that's pretty
like
good.
that, yeah.
What do you figure you're putting out for horsepower?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 250, something like that.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy. Just got a camshaft in it. It's not that.
I got a late 80s Corvette, and that's about what it puts out too. Yeah. No, but that's, these are light body cars though too, huh?
Yeah.
I love the bright light in there. Holy
They
smokes.
never had the Night Rider hood, so we got this hood here a couple of years ago.
Oh, did you?
Brought it all the way from Edmonton.
Is it fiberglass or is it
No, it's metal.
metal? Okay.
And then it even talks Little Night Rider if you want.
It what?
It even speaks Little Night Rider. if you
Let's
want.
hear it. Let's hear that. It talks Knight Rider.
Yeah. Let's see if you-
Oh, look at that.
Night Industries 2000 with 1,000 megabits of memory and a 1 nanosecond access time.
Very cool.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
It's got about 10 different verbs in there.
Oh, that's cool. Well, you did a good job on it. And see, you got some little characters in the back here too. I see some little. His grandchildren.
Down in that regards.
Ah, you let him down in that regards. Well, you guys look like you're having fun. Father and son TV can't go wrong. I love the gold shifter there.
I'm sure I can perform.
Knight Rider. Yeah, a lot of fun. I love these T-tops too in these cars. That was a really nice thing back in the day. Well, good for you guys. Thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Okay.
Great car. And what have we got here, John, today? What kind of car are you driving?
We have here a 1959 Edsel Ranger.
Ah, Henry Ford's son.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you know about Edsels? Can you tell us a little bit about them?
The 58 had the teletouch in the center steering, we call them.
Yeah.
The technology was a little ahead of its time then.
Okay.
Black variant.
That was the transmission shifting and all that stuff. Huh?
Yeah. They just had a little bit of trouble with it, and it's just something designed that was ahead of its time.
Where did you find your car?
Actually, my father found this one near Rosetown.
Really?
Yeah.
And so this has been in the family, this car, for a bit then?
No, my dad purchased it from the original family.
Okay. Oh,
that he
they were
had
the
it.
original buyer?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so for the first few years of this car's life, it knew grid roads.
So it's got a clean undercarriage then?
For the most part, yeah, it is. There's a little bit of rust by the front wheel wells, but other than that, what you see is what it is.
And the model is, it's an Edsel
Ranger.
Ranger. And they had more than one model. They had...
The Citation, the Pacer, there was a couple others, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Villager, I think it was, the
Villager.
station wagon.
They had a station wagon too.
Yeah.
You know, actually, they became quite popular down over with collectors. I mean, it's a car that's sought after. Did they have a hardtop? This is an imitation hardtop, right?
No, this is the sedan, this one, but they did actually have a hardtop.
But I was just looking at the chrome. They kind of give it that imitation hardtop look kind of thing.
Well, I suppose that's probably what they were going for.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
I know there are hardtops.
Yes.
I know there's a 58 in town here. And it's just sitting there, unfortunately. But
Oh, really?
and I've tried to get hold of the owner, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes when.
I can remember them. As a kid, I was always intrigued with the front. The front has got something special to it. I don't know what it is. It's just as you walk around here, you just have a look at that. Very distinctive, the Edsel front.
The horse collar, yeah.
Oh, is that what they call it? The horse
Well, the 58 definitely had it look more like a horse collar because in the 58, none of this was here, so it was more open, so it
Okay.
definitely looked more like a horse collar.
Oh, cool. So, well, thanks for showing us your car here. It's a lot of fun, and glad to see it's been in your family for a long time, it sounds like.
Well, for a few years now, yeah. Yeah, it's going to stay in the family, I'm sure, because the kids have already started. Who wants to claim it first?
Fantastic. Well, thanks for showing it to us. We appreciate it.
You bet.
Bye now.
Bye.
So we're here with the Collector Car Club of Regina, and you're the president, right,
Yes,
David?
I am, yep.
So tell us a little bit about how the summer's been going, and hey, you brought your other Dodge here. I didn't know you had a Chrysler or a Dodge, another car. You
Yeah, I
usually
got-
have the Imperial floating around.
I got a few Imperials, and I just picked this one up recently. So
you got storage, you got room.
Yes.
Very understanding family.
It's like a new wife to the family. Eh?
So tell us a little bit about what's happening with the car club this summer.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot happening this year with the clubs at all, but there's been a lot of these get-togethers with little drive-bys for birthdays and anniversaries, and the club's participated in a few of those. Ford Mercury Club sponsored a bit of an event there a couple weeks ago. We visited 14 care homes across the city. That was on
Yes.
July 1st. So that was a kind of a fun event for all the clubs to take part in. As far as collectors goes this year, our May show, of course, ended up being canceled because of the whole epidemic we're in. But July 19th, we are proceeding with our cruise. Going to be a little bit different format this year. We're going to start at the Southland Mall. We're going to cruise out around the perimeter to Highway 11 up to Lumsden. We're going to pit stop there for a few minutes, kind of regather, and make our way back down Old Highway number 11 back to Southland Mall.
Exactly. Sounds good. Orville, so how you been making out this summer with your car and everything? You're a member of the club also.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just got done painting the motor, so it's
On what are you doing? What are you working on?
my old 69 old.
okay.
So
Right.
had to strip everything off to paint the motor, and now I screwed up the Protronics, so I got to do some ignition work before I can get it going again.
You were telling me you guys did a little cruise by Novus Auto Glass. There was something that somebody did something there?
Yeah. One was Flatlanders, and the other was Hooligans, and they had. We just drove through and stopped, and they gave us a little gift bag, and we gave a contribution, and they were about a week apart. One was
So a contribution to the food bank or something?
to
Or?
One was diabetes.
One was
Diabetes
and I think the other was a food bank.
Okay, cool.
So it was small and simple, but it was an outing. It was good.
Yeah. Well, so you guys are getting by this summer then, David, making
Yeah.
things work, huh?
Just trying to make things work and do the little bits that we can, and try to keep all the social distancing practices in place and do everything we're supposed to be doing and not breaking anybody's laws.
Yeah, exactly. Any final thoughts, you guys, on the summer? It's about the early part of July here.
Well, we canceled our steak night in was that April? Yeah. And Rob at Serbs Club, he's still patting at the bit to get this thing going. So we're watching all the regulations to see if and when it can happen yet this fall, maybe.
Maybe an outdoor one or something. Sometimes
Yeah,
that
yeah.
works too, you know.
It's opening up a little more all the time. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out.
Oh, that's great. Well, thanks, Dave, and thanks, Orville, and thank you, sir. Take care, guys.
You betcha. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Bye. So tell us a little bit about your car. What year is it?
69.
69. How long have you had it for, Don?
7 or 8 years.
Oh, okay. Where did you find your car?
White City.
White City. And what was it? What kind of condition was it in?
It was in fairly decent. It needed some work, but it was in decent.
Okay. And why a Cutlass for you, Don? What were you thinking?
I was looking for a convertible, and this one happened to come up for sale. Now it's sort of like Cutlasses and GTOs, so
You know, they're almost kissing cousins in a way, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a GTO and a Cutlass in these years? What would you say?
horsepower.
Horsepower.
I used to own a GTO when I was a kid.
Oh, did you?
No
What,
comparison.
what did you have for a GTO?
69.
Oh, gee, that's the classic year, if I remember correctly. That's still the kind of the Pontiac light over light kind of thing. Yeah,
It was made for racing. It had nothing. It didn't even have power steering.
really.
It just went.
What did it have in it? A 380? 400. Okay. What does it? This has got a
350.
350. Okay, good. Oh, it's a beautiful car. What's the color of it?
Some sort of maroon. I'm not even sure what the color is.
So you guys are just here today in support of this little ride for granddaughter?
Yeah.
It'd be great. Well, and you got your wife with you, I see? Beautiful car.
I'm
Wow,
also neighbors of Bobby, so I'm
What's that?
Bobby's neighbor too. So
Oh, are you? Well, that helps. Beautiful car. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Take care. Trevor, you've got it's not hard for me to tell it's a 57 because it's got those two jet things in the front. I've had a 55 and a 56.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your car, where you got it from.
It's a 1957 Chev 150. It's the basic utility sedan, but they're produced in 57.
What do they call the model? Is it two?
It's a 150.
Oh, 150. Okay, yeah.
There's 150, 210, and Bel Air. So.
Oh, 150, 210 and Bel Air. Okay.
Yeah, they were a base model. They didn't even come factory with a interior light. Some of them didn't come with back seats.
Really? Back seats? What did they do for a back seat?
They were just a utilitarian wagon. Most people put tools or hauled stuff in the back.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, but this was the most sought after later on by hot rodders,
Yeah.
the two-door sedan.
Exactly. And especially with being the post as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. So where did you find the car?
Car originally was out of the States. Got redone in southern Alberta about 26, 27 years ago. Went to auction in Red Deer. Then it got bought by a fella in Saskatoon, and I bought it out of Saskatoon.
So the car's out. And the color, did you paint it or?
No, I actually lucked out and got the car painted as it is.
Okay.
It's actually Hawkspur Blue.
Hawkspur?
Hawkspur Blue is what they call it.
Is that like a Ford Chrysler?
No, it's actually a Chevy color.
A Chevy color.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's have a look under the hood. What have you got underneath there? Oh, yeah. So what do we got here?
It's a 1972 block 350 bored 30 thousandths.
And what is it out of? Do you know?
It's actually out of a cargo van.
Out of a cargo
truck
van?
came out of.
Wow. And it runs on it's gas,
Yep,
right?
gasoline. Yep.
Yeah. Geez, beautiful. So, were you able to buy the car as is?
I've done a fair bit of mechanical work to it.
Oh, you have?
Not a lot of body work to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, the body and paint is 26, 27 years old. So.
It's really nice, though. I mean, the color, I love that. Kind of it's hard to describe that blue. Hawkspur.
Hawkspur Blue.
There it is.
And the front seats are out of a mid-60s Chevy full-size car. It's, like I said, 350 bored out and a Muncie 4-speed transmission. So.
Beautiful car. Classic hot rod, North American 57 Chevy hot rod. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Right out of American Graffiti.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
So we've got Ed Ranal, and what have you got here, Ed? You've got a 19...
It's a 1927 Ford Model T.
Model T. Doesn't look like a Model T anymore in a way, though, does it?
Well, it's not most of the new ones, they are the ones that are done, they chop them.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, is this the original height of the window and everything?
Yeah.
I like that. That's actually very cool. So tell us a little bit about your car. Where did you find it?
Well, I had a Model A, and my dad was a Ford dealer back in the day, and my grandpa. And my dad used to set these up. They'd come in on a rail car in a crate.
Oh, really?
And my dad would assemble them, and he always wanted to do one and never got a chance. So
he never got to own one himself. He got to fix everybody
he
else.
owned one, but he had a stroke when he was 40 years old. So
Oh,
he
couldn't do anything.
yeah. So traded was kind of a three-way deal. This one was in Saskatoon, and I traded my Model A sold it to a guy in Lumsden, and give me enough cash to start working on this one.
So you decided to hot rod this one instead
Well,
of
I'm a Model A that I had. It would 30 miles an hour was kind of cruising speed, you know.
So what have you all done to this car then?
Well, I had a good start on it. It was mostly all here, just a few smaller pieces that weren't here. This was back in 1988.
Okay.
So I gathered up the rest of the stuff that I needed and started working on this.
So what is the frame and the powertrain and all that stuff?
It's
What did you get
a
in?
78 Mustang powertrain.
Okay.
And all I did was clip the frame off of the Mustang and attached it to the Model T frame.
Okay. Perfect. And it's what did you say the engine was again?
It's a 2.8 V6.
V6. Okay, and what did that come out of?
78 Mustang.
Oh, 78 Mustang. Yeah, right. And you got a nice spare tire. I love the boxy look. I saw one of these cars, and they called it the doctor's car. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Is this the same vintage?
Same thing,
Yeah, it reminds me because there was a place for the bag and everything and luggage and so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
I enjoy it. again, I painted it 30 years ago.
Where did the car come from, did you say?
Saskatoon is where I got it from.
Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a great job. And I love the color choice.
Yeah.
What did Henry Ford say? You can have any color as long as it's black. Oh, fantastic car. Thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Thank you.
Mom, look at the car.
Here come the cars for Serenity, with their grandfather leading the charge, so to speak, in his Hudson. This is Serenity with the flowers. Tell us a little bit, how was this for your birthday here?
Not expected. I did not expect this at all. It was awesome though. Thank you guys for coming.
There you go.
Finally see you guys again.
Fantastic. There you go. Hey, thanks for watching Cruisin'. We've got Roy Stewart here. He's got a
64 and a half.
64 and a half, almost 65.
Yeah, 65.
Well, this is the original then, isn't it? 64 and a half, isn't that really?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was built up.
Mustang we're talking about,
Mustang,
64 and a half, yeah.
Well, actually, strange thing, it's a 65, same year I was born, so we got a little thing going on, really.
Oh, good for you, Roy.
But it was built October of 64. It's still got the 260 in it before the 289 engine. Generator.
I can see that, a little smaller V8.
Generator, some of the body panels, like it was leftover parts of 64, beginning of the 65 model year.
So did we actually start building Mustangs in 64, or was it 64 and a half?
64, I think it was July or August of 64 was production day one of 64.
And so this is a true 65 then?
I because of 64, I still have that cutoff, and then so it's beginning of. It's
we don't need to
plate
get
of
too
65. Yeah.
But it's got the original 260 engine.
The 260 engine, yeah. Like say before it became the 289 generator before they put the alternator into it.
Okay.
The
Did
car,
you kept the generator with it too?
Yep, it's still the original. Well, it's not the original generator. The original one calved out, but it's still a generator.
So it's a correct era.
Correct era, correct era
exactly
type
right.
thing.
So tell us a bit about your car. Where did you find your car?
Actually, well, I happen to just be looking for something newer. We had some bikes, got rid of those, and we wanted a small car, and Mustang was a nice classic look of a car. So some friends that are in our club helped us along, and of course with me being at work right away, says, yeah, this car just came on this morning, take a look at it, went through it, give the guy a call that night. It was in July, the long weekend 3 years ago, and I phoned him up and he says, yeah, no problem. So I zipped down there.
Where did you find the car?
It was in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, just north of Edmonton.
Alberta. Well, that's a bit of a drive.
It's a bit of a drive. So
you found it through the Ford Mercury Club network?
They were looking through like Kijiji and Used Regina and those kind of sales sites and stuff like that. And so I got a whole history on it. Originally, it was produced in Texas.
Oh, this is an American car.
It was an American car.
Let's have a look inside the interior here. Come on over here, Roy. It's beautiful. Boy, this car is a cherry car. Oh, I love it. And what color is it? Looks like cherry almost of some sort, huh?
It's a factory color vintage burgundy for 65.
So this is that color.
It's modern paint, but it is a factory
color correct for that year.
Color correct for that year. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a beautiful color.
So, and I mean,
what did they call it? Did they have a name for it?
Vintage burgundy.
Vintage burgundy.
Yeah.
I just love the names of colors of cars. I don't know why. It tells a lot about what's going on with the car.
Yeah, no, like I've got the whole paint chip for 64, 65, and it's one of the color codes from DuPont for 65.
It's a DuPont color.
It's a DuPont color code, yeah. So
what have we got for options here? We've got
power steering. Basically, that's it. Still standard brakes. There's no four-wheel drums. The only thing as an option was just the power steering. Automatic.
So back then, that would have been kind of a cool car. You wouldn't have power windows. You wouldn't have AC. You could have, but that would be going up quite a ways.
Yeah, some of them had, like, say, I guess power brakes was early in it. There was hardly enough.
Okay, this is power by Armstrong too.
Yeah, well,
or Footstrong or Legstrong.
Yeah, Legstrong, exactly. Yeah, there's no power brakes or anything to it. It's just the power steering, which is good. And
did you paint the car? What have you done to the car?
Absolutely nothing. This is the way I bought it.
You bought it like this? Wow.
As is.
So what was the history? Who did? Somebody's done a lot of stuff here.
The best that I can decipher from the guy I bought it from, it was bought in Texas.
Okay.
Guy drove it for a few years, sold it off to another guy, and I guess when it came out, it was Arctic White, I think, was the original paint.
It was white.
It was white.
Okay.
The guy had it for the rest of its life, I guess. It was rebuilt. It's gone through Barrett-Jackson.
It's gone through Barrett-Jackson?
It's gone through Barrett-Jackson. I've got the paperwork and all that stuff. So it was rebuilt in this color code before it went through there. The guy that bought it was a buddy of the guy that was selling it. And then they snowbirds basically down in Arizona and stuff like that, back and forth. And then he brought it up, drove it for probably 2 or 3 years, I think was the story. And then had another project on the go, and the wife says, well, I need the garage space. Either the project goes or the Mustang goes. So fortunately, I got a Mustang out of it. So
this was sold in the Barrett-Jackson too, huh?
Yeah,
wow,
that's
interesting. Well, you can see that it's a real, just a real honey of a car. I love that. What was the color again?
Vintage burgundy.
Vintage burgundy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original spoked hubcaps and the rims and everything, they couldn't bring up. They had no more room when they brought the car up from the States, like the guy that I brought it from. They had it full of a whole bunch of stuff, and the hubcaps and factory rims had to stay down there where it was. So this is the way it came up, the way it sits.
So
just
what
like
are those
this.
rims anyway? What are those?
He says they're a Cobra Mustang.
Cobra Mustang.
17-inch rims. Yeah.
They actually fit with this car very well.
It does. It gives it a new look to the old classic style.
Yeah,
it's
very
pretty,
nice.
Pretty good.
I like that. Well, thanks for sharing your car with us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's very good.
Thanks for joining us on Cruising.
Thank you.